Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Diane. Let's get to it. Sorry about that no video last week. Had a nephew's wedding to go to and too much to make, so unfortunately I had to skip. So beautiful wedding, enjoyed myself thoroughly. Today is the summer collaboration with Claire's Crafty Corner for channels who have 15,000 or less subscribers, so I think fit quite well in there because I only have just over 2,000. So what I thought was, what screams summer holidays or summer more than a surfboard? So this is just like a little platter kind of thing. It doesn't have any indentations. It's not a tray or anything. It's just I'm just going to make it as a wall plaque. But what I thought I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some different blues and a bit of white and a bit of brown for, well, sandy colour for the main thing. And then I got these a couple of years ago. Hope they're not too glary on the light. They're stamps, and they've got some really cool ones, some palm trees, to the beach on a sign, some really cool surfboards, and lots of different things. But what I thought I'd do was make a little scene on here, and I'm going to try and actually make something on these rather than in here, but you'll see what I mean anyway. So first of all, let's just get some resin mixed up. I have some beautiful new colours to test out from Create and Bloom that I bought, so let's get to it. Right, just so you can see, I did buy quite a few kits from Lou and some loose ones as well. Unfortunately she didn't have the ocean one that I wanted, so I'm hoping to get that soon. But I did get some little samples, and these are quite some little blues in, and I've got this gorgeous offshore wave which is a metallic, so I'm going to try those. And there was one, which one was it again? I've forgotten again now. One of these is this one. It's got one colour called seashore and coral and lichen and bits and bobs. So I'm hoping, this is the coastal affair, Cotswold affair, sorry. I will show you these all in another video, but I just wanted to get this one out today. Okay, I've mixed up 4 ounces of this Let's Resin epoxy. Great resin, really like working with this. It was kindly sent to me by Let's Resin, so thank you again, Let's Resin. I've never made a like a oceany kind of thing before, so this is all going to be a big test. Whether it works for me, I don't know. Whether it doesn't, I don't know. It will be what it is. So what I want to do, I've got 5 of these little cups for now. I'm just going to pour a little bit in each. Not quite sure how much I'm going to need of each one. I've had a mooch through my pigments and dyes and mica powders and things, and I found some. We'll have a look what they all are, and I'll see what ones I think I might want to use. Obviously the white I won't be doing for the ocean until this is all set up for the waves, sorry, not the ocean. So I don't know how much I need either, because like I say, I've never even used, I've not used this either. I've had it for ages, and if I'm quite honest, I actually forgot I got it. And then when I seen Claire was doing a collaboration, it was like, okay, I can do summer. So we'll give it a whirl. So I've left a little bit there, just on in the cup to the side, just in case I decide I want something else. So what I do want, I definitely want this offshore wave. Like I say, it's a metallic and it's absolutely gorgeous. I have taken these the metal lids off, but look at that colour. That is absolutely beautiful. Obviously you won't really get this in the sea, but I don't care. It's too pretty not to have. So always mix your pastes up nice, because the pigment can settle to the bottom. So that's all nicely mixed up. I'm just going to scrape off and keep what's on the spoon, and we'll put that in that one. Put the lid back on because I am a clumsy mare and not wings flying. So let's just mix that in. Oh, that's a gorgeous colour. Wipe it up the side of the cup. Sorry if that was off camera then. Seems to have forgotten how to film. So I'm going for a bit more of an opaque colour. These are mainly not opaque. I'm going for more of a transparent colour, but these are actually opaque. Most of these are opaque colours. But I wanted them to be a little less opaque at the moment, but I quite like that colour. That's pretty. So that's one colour. I found another colour which I thought might work quite nice. Welsh slate. Can't really not add that, can I? Beans I'm in Wales. So it's a bit more of a grey colour, but again it's absolutely stunning. Won't need a lot of this to make this opaque. So I'm not going to put barely any in it. I've scraped most of that off, as you can see. I'm going to put that in there. If I need more, I can always come back and add some more. So we'll just give that a stir. See, there's barely any on that stick and it's already going pretty opaque. But that's okay. Scraping it along the side just to get most of the pigment off. Oh, that's pretty grey, isn't it? Might add a little bit of some blue to it just to give it a bit more blue. But I do have some sorry, got a bit of a croaky voice again. These are from Just For You online. They are discontinued, unfortunately, but I'm going to try and add a bit of this azure blue and see if we can make it a bit more oceany, summer ocean rather than winter ocean. Well, that's pretty. We need a bit more blue in there. Should we go with midnight blue or Pacific blue or aqua blue? There's 4 different blues in this set and they're all as pretty as each other. Let's add a couple of them. I think that was aqua blue. These are transparent colours, so they're not going to do a lot to this opaque, but they might just give it a little bit of a tint. That's a little bit blue, isn't it? Okay, I'll put that aside a minute. I might not use that one. I do have this seashore blue, which is a very, very pale blue, which is beautiful. Oh, I forgot to take the lid off this one. They do come with these stickers on in transit, so they don't leak out everywhere. But they come off easy enough. They just peel straight off. Oh, that is a really pretty blue. Look at that. So I'm just going to scrape as much as that off. We don't want to waste it now, do we? Too good to waste. And I got it all over my fingers. Good job I got my gloves on, because I've heard that these are very, very highly pigmented and do stain your fingers if you don't wear gloves. So next we're going to mix this up. There, that is a very, very, very pale blue. Again, it's more of a cooler blue rather than the warmer summer blue. So I'm going to scrape as much of this off as I can. So it's literally what's soaked onto the thing, the stick, and try that. Put that aside a minute. And look at that, that's crazy. So I'm going to leave that one like that. That is a very pretty pale blue. Obviously, the more you put in, the darker it's going to get. And I have some, I'm going to use this shell mica powder, pigment powder, sorry, from Just For You online. Again, sorry, this is, what's the word, discontinued now, so I can't share any links for this. So I'm just going to add a bit of that onto there. Don't mind if this one's a little bit more opaque than the rest. Well, I say that, those two are very opaque anyway. Kind of hoping this will look nice for the sand colour. It's very pretty. So we'll get that one there. So there's the sand. So I don't know what I'm doing. So if we go sand, then that one, then that one, then that one, and then we'll go with this Twilight pigment powder, which is a really dark blue, and we'll add that in there. Always make sure you mix your pigment powders, and if you're using micas as well, really well, especially if your resin's really thick, because it might pay to add it to a little bit of alcohol to mix it in, or a little bit of resin on its own, so that it mixes a bit better. Well, that really, I love this colour. I think it's so gorgeous, and I've only got half a pot left. I need to find somewhere that sells this. It's gorgeous. Look at it, stunning colour. This is very transparent as well, so that's good. So I'm happy with that. I won't need those two now, or any of those. So that's going to be the darkest colour. I'm not very good at working out colours. Never been very good at that. It's ridiculous. I love colour, but I can never work out which colours should go where. But it will be an interesting to see how they look, I suppose. So I'm just going to add a little bit more clear to this one, try and make it a little less opaque, and the same for this one. Right, I've decided I'm going to add a tiny little bit of this Let's Resin alcohol ink in brown into this, just to try and tone it down a little touch. I'll try one drop first. There we go, that's much better. It is in my eye. As much as I like gold and sunny beaches, they're not very realistic in my eyes. I live in the UK, remember, we don't have gold and sunny beaches. But there we go, that's fine now. Okay, so what I'm going to try is pouring it so that the sand's this end, and then work my way back and see what we get. I'm going to try the technique of pouring through the handle here. Yeah, let's just pour this along the bottom. That's very pretty, isn't it? Let's go with a bit of this one now. Along the edge there. I'm just going to do the same with all of these now along the edge. And just try and fill up as much as I can. Oh, I do love this blue, it's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous colour. Right, let's do this one now. Oops. And now this beautiful dark blue at the back. So I think I'm going to mix a little bit more of this one up with what's left in this cup and try and get that bit back there filled a little bit more. So I'm just going to pour this last little bit of resin into here. Oops, let me stick up out of the way. So I think I'm going to add a little bit extra this time to make it a little bit darker because I'm not quite happy with how dark that is. So just add 1, 2, 3 heat of these little tiny spoons and see how that goes. Okay, I'm happy with that now, so I'm just going to pour that straight over the top of the other one. Hopefully they'll blend together then. So I'm just going to mix this in with that one a bit. A little bit swirly-whirly. Mix them two together a little bit. And I think I'm going to mix these two together and see what colour we get with these two. Okay, let's see what we got. I think I might add that little bit there. Just point that up a little bit. I don't know if this looks okay. What do you think so far? Like I say, I'm not great at working out colours. I think I'm going to give it a little bit of a gentle heat between the colours just to try and make them blend a little bit more, and then we'll leave it to cure, and then I'll come back and sort the next layer out tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to leave that like that. Got a few cells coming from those blues, which is really pretty. I didn't do too much on the sand because I don't really want that moving too much. So I'm going to leave this now overnight, and I shall come back tomorrow and we shall work on the next layer. So this is cured up overnight. Whoops, my mixer's going on a walk. I do have some resin mixing up on with my Ostoyo automatic mixer, and the cup decided it wanted to go walkabout. Anyway, this is cured up. I'm not entirely happy how it cured, but it still looks nice. But I'm going to mix up some clear, or I'm mixing up some clear, just normal clear epoxy 2-part resin. I'm going to pour some over the top, let it sit for a while. I'm going to add a little bit of blue into some of it, leave this end clear, some blue this end, and then once it's sat for a while, and I'm going to leave a little pot of it with some white. I'm going to try and do some of the waves on top once it's sat for a while. But while that's doing that, I thought I'd have a play with the stamps because I don't want to set them in. I'm going to see if we can actually, I'll just peel this off here a moment. 1 second, I'll be right back. So I've got this old piece of acetate, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit it on the side there, move this out of the way a little bit more, let's sit this on here, right, and I'm going to peel off the surfboard, one of the surfboards. I'm just going to sit it on there a minute, and then let's have, oh come on, peel back. Let's have the To the Beach sign. I don't know if this is going to work, so we're going to see to get it all together. What else shall we have? We'll have these two as well, the deck chair and the parasol, this umbrella. So put deck chair there a moment, and sorry if that's glaring on the top of there a moment. Oh, come on, off you come. So I'm just going to sit them aside a moment there. So I'm going to pop this one there, deck chair just sat there. And what I was thinking is colour these in before setting them on top of the resin. Or not, sorry, not doing that. Colour these in and then try and put some UV resin over the top of them and see if they will actually work. Right, that's my resin mixed up. I'm just going to put it into the Resiners debubbler, and I'll be right back. Okay, excuse the humming in the background, that is the debubbler. And if you can hear trickling sound, that's because it's absolutely peeing down here in the UK today. Yesterday it was absolutely gorgeous, today it's peeing down. But that's just typical UK weather for you in the summer. But then again, it's most of the time throughout the year. Anyway, stop grumbling about the weather. I'm going to try colouring with these acrylic markers first. See how they go. If that doesn't work, then I will try something else. But I could actually go with some coloured UV resins, couldn't I? Let's try that a minute. Grab the coloured UV resins. I'll just go with my little white first. I don't want to use the glow in the dark ones, but I'm going to try these Lightwish coloured UV resins. They're transparent, but I'm hoping they're not going to need mixing the colours up so much, because I know the other ones will need mixing, and they've been sat around a while and I'm not messing around with that at the moment. Right, so we have some nice colours. So let's try this deep red, because I'm going to try filling in the little gaps and then colour the top of the stamp, what you normally stamp onto the whatever you're making. What you normally stamp, I'm going to colour that with the pens. So let's get my colours out so I can see what we've got. I did do myself a little swatch card when I first got them. Right, so I'm going to put it on fast forward now. I'm just going to play around with the colours, and I'll be back if there's anything I need to speak about. Just giving it a quick flash cure so that it doesn't spill all over the edges too much. Just had an idea. I think what's probably going to work best is if I actually colour over, say if there's writing and I want the writing to stand out, or say on these flowers I want the insides to stand out, and these the outsides, I'm going to go over them with the pens first and then colour over the top of that, if you get what I mean. So just keep watching and you'll see what I mean. So as you can see, all I'm doing is laying the brush tip of the marker over and wiping it over the raised area, and just giving that a bit of a colour. So that's the grey for the beach. I'm going to go with this like a golden brown kind of colour for the frame of the deck chair. Okay, let's get that quick cure from above, just to set it in place a moment. I don't remember seeing anybody doing stamps this way, but using stamps with resin before like this. Let me know if you have yourself, or maybe this is going to be a new technique we can all play around with. If you do give it a try, please don't forget to let everybody know where you've seen it. So if you do give it a try, tag me in your video so I can come and have a look and see what you do. Be nice to see what everybody else does. I will be giving these a longer cure in double-sided curing machine once I've finished doing all of them, so they will get done on both sides. Right, now I'm just going to quickly get my resin out and get that poured now, because it's been sat quite a while I've been working on this, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be starting to get warm now. Oh. So yes, that is starting to get a little bit warm, so I'm going to grab 2 of these little cups. Well, I'll just grab 1 of these little cups for now. Now I need 2, don't I? Because I need 1 for the water as well. Pour some in there for the blue. And then a little bit for the white. We don't need a lot for the white because the white does spread out when you blow it with the heat gun. So I'm using the Let's Resin Ocean White because this one is actually designed for making waves. So all I'm going to do is get a tiny little bit of it onto my spatula scrapey thing, whatever you want to call it, once it comes down. Come on, you bugger. Right. Right, there we go. I think that should be more than enough in there. Let's just have a look. And that looks quite nice colour, doesn't it? Nice white. Yep, I think that should be perfectly fine. Just mixing the last little bit that's on the spatula into the resin. So that's the white ready. I'm just going to sit it there a second. And I think what we're going to do is use some more of this offshore wave and spread it all over, more over the back, so that you can still see through it. So I'm just going to grab a little, again, sit that there a minute. I think I might need a bit more than that actually. Going in, mixing it all up. Even just sat overnight, they can sink a little bit, so it's always good to give it a good mix. So I'm just gonna let that drip off and keep whatever's on the stick there, because I've got a little bit more, and that'll do for that. So just going to pour the blue along the back, just like this. And down the clear along the front. You can feel it starting to actually feel quite thick now. Right, I'm going to let that sit for a little while again, a little bit longer, and then I shall work the white, some of the white in, and then heat it with a heat gun. And we'll continue with these for now. Just leave that to do whatever it's doing at the moment, and we'll continue with these. So as this pink, as you can see, is so bright, I am going to add it to a little bit, or add a little bit to it to stop it being quite so bright. So that is a very, very bright chair, or it would be a very bright chair if I left it like that. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of this dark blue. Hopefully it'll bring it down a touch. We've made it kind of a neon purple now. That's quite a pretty colour. That's a very cool colour actually. So we're going to put this onto the deck chair. Right, once these have cured up at some more, I will be back. Okay, so I've let that cure on both sides for 3 minutes. So that's that one done now. So now all I need to do, flip them over and hope that they will colour in with the white marker so that the colour shows through. I'll speed through this again and I'll see you once this is done. And then start this end again and try and cover over these. Right, I'm going to let these dry off and then I'm going to quickly add a clear coat over the back just to protect the white, and I shall be back to do that in a moment once this is dried. Okay, so these are dried. They're still cracking, but I kind of like the effect. I'm kind of hoping they look cool from that side. Kind of wishy-washy, kind of a fun thing. Oh, hang on, I've got resin under here somewhere. Right, this is just some clear UV resin. It is my from my jar of Let's Resin UV resin. It's my favourite one. I do like their one. It always cures nicely for me. But I always have to squirt. I'm doing delicate things. I have to squirt it into a tub because I can't control that thing. But this one, as it's a big one, I'm just going to pour it straight over the top. And the idea of this is not only to protect the white, but also to hold the pieces together if they're not completely touching the whole surface, isn't touching the as some of these, like the blue there, has gone a little bit shallow, so it's not touching the trees. So it's just basically to stick them all together. So I'm just going to go all the way around, give it a bit of a doming, and cure them quickly with a flash cure, and then finish them off under the more powerful lights. So I'll put you back on fast forward. Okay, I'm going to put these under the UV light again, and I'll be back once it's time to pop them out and see if it worked. So those are all done now, but I've just checked this resin while I was curing this. So I'm just going to move these out of the way a moment, because this has got quite sticky. So I'm going to give it a bit of a quick blast with the heat gun just to warm it up a little bit more, and then I'm going to put the white in because that's getting very thick now as well. So here we go. Right, let's try with this stick, because yeah, that's got very friggin' thick now. I'm just going to get some onto the stick, the end of the stick rather, and then start at one end and just drag it out. Sinking a little bit because it's a bit heavy, I think. Like I say, I've never done this wave technique before, so it's all new to me. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it just looks a bit weird. But I'll be happy either way because it's just something new to try. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that, you fool. Drag that out a bit. Right, let's just see what we get when we do this now. Okay, so that didn't go exactly how I think it's supposed to go. But considering how thick that resin just was, I'm not that bothered by how it's not worked properly. And considering it's my first time, I'm not too bothered either. I've learned some things, what not to do, and that's it. Pretty much, I've learned what not to do. So if any of you have done this technique, please tag me in your videos so I can see exactly how it's supposed to be done, because I've watched so many people do them and I've totally forgotten how it's done again. But anyway, so for now, I'm just going to leave this to cure. I'm going to keep an eye on it for a little bit longer. I'm hoping now that I've heated that up quite a lot, it's going to cure pretty much how it is. And then while that's doing that, so I'm just going to move this back here again. Keep an eye on it a little bit. If it starts moving too much, I'm going to try and do something with it. I don't know. But anyway, for now, let's see how these came out. So I'm just going to pop each stamp off here and try and peel the stamp away from the cured resin. A little bit tricky. I'm hoping it's not cured it to the actual stamp. Seems to be coming off. Bit of persuasion. Ah, shoot. Okay, that bit pulled a bit too hard on that bit. Oh, crikey. Right, I'm going to do these off camera because this is really quite hard. I'll be back shortly. Right, I got them all out. I lost the end off the parasol. And pretty much everything else was fine apart from this snapped off. So all I've got to do is glue that back together. And all I'm gonna do is go back over the words and the lines. In fact, not most of these. I'm just gonna leave as they are. I just want to go over the words for the beach so that you can see the writing on that. And in fact, I might actually do it in white so that it's not quite so obvious if I miss and get everything else. She says. But I don't even know if it's going to work because it's actually indented in there, so no. Oh well, not to worry. I know what it says, you know what it says. And if you look careful enough, you can see that it says to the beach. But that's fine. So I'm gonna fix this one quickly with a little bit of UV resin, and then once these have this has tacked up a little bit more to the point where I can just sit these on top. I'm going to place these on top and then pour another clear over the top just to encapsulate these and bring it to the top of the thing. So I'll do that off camera because you don't need to see that. It's not going to be anything exciting. So I'll see you for the demold once it's finished. Okay, I've come back quickly because this is, and so is the rain. Can you hear it? Absolutely pouring down again. And I'm just about to go in the house and I can't because it's raining now. So I thought what I'll do is, this has gone quite tacky now. It's not cured. Let me just get my little pokey stick and just show you. It's very stringy. So that's quite thick now. So what I'm going to do, I've decided I'm going to put to the beach at this end. And I'm just going to drop it in just there and sit it on the top. Then we're going to have this at this end, just drop that on the top. Then we're going to have the deck chair just in the middle there, and then the little parasol over the top like so. And that's going to have to stay there now because it's stuck. Right, but what I did remember I had is some beautiful shells. Can't remember where I got them from, but there's some absolutely gorgeous little shells. So I thought these would look nice. I just push them into the resin in certain places because they're ever so pretty. And they're really cool little shells. Mooch what we got. I do have some little tiny oh, what are they called? Oh, you know what they're called. Starfish. I'm going to grab those in a second as well. But I thought these would look quite nice around the bottom of the surfboard as well. Like rocks. Some really tiny ones in here. Look how small these are. They're so cute. So, let me just press that on. What I did do as well is I put a layer of UV resin over the top, and I did manage to get the To the Beach coloured in with a permanent marker, a very fine line permanent marker. So I'm quite happy with all of those little shells. Oh, I do think they're so cool. Don't you think shells are amazing things? So that's those ones. And then let me just grab my little starfish. I don't hear these. Don't know if you've ever bought starfish, guys, but my God, do they stink. It's like being at the beach where everything's dead. Yeah, so there's that. When you first get them, by crikey do they smell. So be aware of that. Anyway, let's put one there. And we'll get this teeny baby. Oh, look at that tiny baby one. It's almost a shame. I do believe these are ethically sourced. They're basically where they've died off. They've not been bred and killed deliberately. I do believe they're just ones that die off, the ones that don't survive. Unfortunately, that's how nature is. A lot of them don't survive. I'll have this little chap down here. And there's a really nice big one there, which we will pop over there. And because he's got a broken point, we'll put that underneath the shell. So yeah, I'm happy with those. I'm going to put another little one next to that one. It's like they're walking down the beach holding hands. Okay, right, so I'm going to leave this to set up now, and then I'm going to do a flood coat, like I say, and that'll be it, and I'll see you once it's finished. Okay, I've turned this over because I don't want you to see how it looks at the moment, but you can see the back. So we're just going to demold this now. Ooh, look at that, it comes off so easily. Plop. I do like this mould, it's a very nice mould. Oh, oops. So this came out really nice. I wish I could have done the things on this side, but wouldn't have worked. So anyway, let's see how this came out. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and there we have it. I found some extra little shells and added those in as well because they were quite pretty, and I think it came out quite nice. I'm happy with the waves. I probably could do a few more, but they'd end up going over the top of this, and I'm not overly happy with that idea. I did add a little bit of, probably a little bit too much. I think it tipped a little bit too much. The Aurora, original Aurora colour thing from Into Resin, their powders, but yes, I'm happy with that. So there we go. I'll leave a link in the description box below for the playlist with all the other videos for go and have a binge watch. Thank you, Claire, for doing this, arranging this again. Please check out the description box as well, also for any affiliate links which don't cost you anything extra, but there are also discounts for yourself. I will leave a link to as much as I can that I've used today. So thank you to my subscribers, channel members, and all of the wonderful suppliers who are kind enough to send me products to demonstrate and share with you all. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.